Thank you very much. So we have a great lineup for you today. I'd like to introduce you to Ms. Mai Alakan, who is the Regional Manager, Pacific and PNG for ACIAR. And she's going to welcome you to the ACIAR program and talk about the past program in particular. Over to you, Mai. Sorry, Mai, can you hear me? Oh dear. Lisa, have we lost Mai?
She's just connecting to audio at the moment.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that.
Hi, Mai. Are you okay to speak now?
Yes, sorry about that. Of course,
that's okay.
Connection will cut off as soon as you are in.
Sorry, Mai, it's very difficult to hear you.
I hope everyone can hear me quite well.
That's a bit better. Thank you.
Is this better now?
Yes, that's much better. Thank you.
Okay. Is this my bit now, Linda?
Yes, yes, please, Mai. Thank you.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry for that technical glitch, but thank you again, Linda. I suppose Linda has introduced me, but just to close that loop, my name is Mai Alagkan. I am the ACIAR Regional Manager for the Pacific and PNG. I'll be introducing ACIAR to you, or the Australian Centre for International Agriculture Research, what we do, what our partnerships are about, and how we build these partnerships in the Pacific. So I guess to better understand ACIAR, can I request Lisa to play first a video on our organization?
Mai, the audio is not coming through.
Yes, there is no audio. Okay. Perhaps, yes, of course.
Before you, sorry, I was going to say, before you share the screen, there's a little box that you tick that says share audio as well. So you might want to just stop sharing and then share again, tick that box.
Okay. Lisa, please, because Lisa is sharing the video. Thank you. Lisa, are you good?
Are you okay, Lisa?
Apologies, it doesn't seem to be working. We did test this out before.
Yes,
I'm going to quickly send the link on to Danny, who will try and play it from her computer. So Mai, if you want to keep speaking, we can let you know when that's ready to go.
Thank you. Mai, you're muted, sorry.
All right, let's do that again. So the Australian Centre for International Agriculture Research is an Australian government agency. And the work that we do is that we are an investor and broker of research partnerships in developing countries. Particularly the work that we do in the Pacific focuses on agriculture, forestry, and fisheries, but also work on cross-cutting issues like climate change, nutrition, and health, and also empowering women and girls. ACIAR works on research and research for development that focuses on supporting smallholder farmers. And including in the work that we do is, apart from research, we also focus on building capacities in research for development. So that is the breadth of what ACIAR does. So I guess Danny is ready. Okay.
We all live in the community of Pacific countries. The Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research has been part of the Pacific family since 1982. Over that time, we've built strong and lasting partnerships. We've supported innovative research in agriculture, fisheries and forestry. We are improving the lives of island communities, big and small. Together, we are creating new employment opportunities and income streams, improving food security and biosecurity, helping develop more sustainable industries to protect the environment for future generations, and empowering women and girls. We know there are many challenges we face together, now and into the future. Mitigating and adapting to the effects of climate change and extreme weather events, improving health through producing more nutritious food, protecting the precious resources that are unique to the Pacific. By working together, building local knowledge and expertise, our research can help ensure a better future for everyone to enjoy. ACIAR, a part of the Pacific community.
Thanks, Dan. So that is what research we also are focusing on building scientific capacity.
Sorry, Mai. Sorry, Mai, you're breaking up. Your audio is breaking up. Sorry.
I'll turn off my video if that
Okay,
would work better.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So, so that video will show everyone what ACIAR is doing in the Pacific, but including what is going to be of interest to everyone here is our focus as well on building scientific capacity, particularly on research. And then we do this as well through graduate programs such as this past program, where there is an academic support and scholarship component, but also there is a strong focus on climate resilience. And we'd welcome our partners in the Pacific, particularly in 7 countries where ACIAR is operating, to welcome and encourage students that would like to take on postgraduate program, master's and PhD in research, but also in coursework, so that we build in-country capacity in agriculture research and development. So welcome to this Q&A session. We hope that you would take interest in the scholarship program. I'd encourage everyone to ask questions, questions on what the scholarship is about, but also the application process, particularly on the research component or research proposal. With that, thank you everyone, Mula Vinaka, and I hope everyone has a productive next 1.5 hours. Thank you, Linda, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mai, and thank you for that beautiful video and your explanation and letting us know about ACIAR and their work in the Pacific. Thank you very much. Now we're going to hear from the individual universities who are offering these scholarships. And first we have, we're very happy to have Professor Sushil Kumar, who is the Director of Research at the University of the South Pacific. And he's going to talk about the offering at the university there. Thank you, Professor Sushil.
All right. Thank you very much, Linda, and thank you very much, everyone. I very warmly welcome all of you for this session, and I'm sure that this will give you quite a lot of the information which you needed, and you can then ask the questions. I am extremely happy to say that the USP has been administering and facilitating the ACIAR USP scholarship since 2008 continuously, and we have graduated so far more than 150 students with PG diploma, masters, and PhD degree, and then there are the students who are registered for masters as well as PhD. Initially, this scheme was between two faculties, the Faculty of Science, Technology, and Government, and by the Faculty of Business and Economics, and it was administered at the FSTE, but now it is administered at the research office. The ACIAR PASS program actually started in July 2020, and the scholarship is housed at the research office and is controlled by the Director of Research and then the DVC Research and Innovation. Thank you. Next. So we started this scholarship from PG diploma, masters, and PhD, but right now it is for masters and PhD only. But there are some students who do masters by doing PG diploma and then the thesis. The scholarship scheme actually looks at several factors. It looks at the regional balance. It looks at the gender balance, and then it looks at the areas of the priorities. So the selection is based on those priorities, as well as the USP requirements of the GPA and PG diploma. This is one of the, I think, excellent scholarship schemes wherein, apart from the scholarship, you get reasonably good grants to carry out your research. There is also a provision that your supervisor can travel with you for the site for the data collection. There is also a provision that while doing your master's and PhD, you can attend our conference. And this is the scholarship which provides you the wonderful opportunity to get interactive with the co-supervisors in the ACIAR active projects in the Australian region, and then build your own network. So I think in terms of the training, in terms of the exposure, and in terms of the facilities, this is one of the wonderful scholarship schemes. And I would like that the many of you do apply and do the successful degree and then build up your careers. With this, thank you very much for organizing this session, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Sushil. And I think if anybody has any questions for USP, if they could put those in the chat, and then we'll answer all questions at the end. Thank you very much, USP. Now we're going to hear from Dr. Ronald Kumar, Director of Research at FNU, Dr. Archibald Bakare, an Assistant Professor and Postgraduate Coordinator at FNU, and Reena Singh, the Grants and Ethics Officer. So over to FNU, please.
Thank you, Dr. Linda, and thank you everyone for joining us today here for the QA session. I welcome you all, and I'm happy to say that I'm sure that this will be a very interactive session, informative session. And on behalf of the Fiji National University and the Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation, once again, I welcome you all to this session. My colleagues, Dr. Archibald Bakare and Reena Singh will take you through the information in regards to ACIAR scholarship at Fiji National University. Once again, thank you very much, Dr. Bakare and Reena.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of FNU, a research office. I will take you to the brief overview of FNU. FNU is a research-oriented university. We create a strong culture of research here. We undertake research with real-world impact, aligned to national priorities and with global relevance. University research supports broad range of areas relevant to Fiji in partnership with the government and the industries to grow our research activities and achievement for the transformation of our society and economy. We have programs that is offered at FNU, which is Masters by Research, Masters by Coursework with thesis component, and we have PhD for FNU staff upgrade only. You can just switch on to the next slide. Okay, thank you. Brief summary on Fiji National University Higher Degrees by Research program. Our students are assigned to 2 supervisors. One is principal and the other one is the co-supervisor. Masters by Research has 2 milestones. One is candidature confirmation, which is done within 8 months of enrollment. The other milestone is completion of a seminar done in 18 months of enrollment. Together with this, we have the 3rd milestone with PhD, that is oral examination. With our higher degrees by research, we have supervisors where they must monitor the students' progress and update our office on the progresses. We can go to the next slide, please. Okay, we also have Masters by Coursework thesis component. The College of Agriculture, Fisheries, Forest and Forestry offers a range of courses in 10 disciplines such as agribusiness, animal production, and so forth. Candidature confirmation is done within 8 months of the enrollment into the program, and with submission of the thesis for the examination at the end of 24th month. We can go on to the next. So here is the contact details. Dr. Archie Bakare with his email address, and Dr. Ronald Kumar, our Director for Research, with his email address. If you have any issues with or queries, you can contact us on this. I'll give to Dr. Archie Bakare, who can take us further. Thank you.
Thank you, Rina. Archie?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Yeah. I think Rina has already presented everything for masters and masters by coursework and also higher degrees by research. So I'm just waiting to hear questions from all of you guys regarding to our programs.
Thank you very much, Archie. And Dr. Kumar, would you like to say something?
I think that's all from our end. We have given a brief synopsis of this ACIAR FNU scholarship program, and we'll, we look forward for the questions and the responses from our end.
Lovely, thank you very much. So we've heard from both of the universities who are offering the scholarships. However, this program is not just a scholarship scheme. There is also an additional element of academic support from the partner agreement with the University of the Sunshine Coast, University of Southern Queensland, and Central Queensland University. So the elements of this program are that the Australian Centre for Pacific Islands Research at the University of Sunshine Coast has a really large membership, including HDR students and early career researchers and experts in the field. And scholars would become associate student members of that centre. The support that's offered through the centre is a monthly Pacific seminar series and some research skills development sessions once a month also. The topics for those can be suggested by members of ACIAR, as we call the centre, and we look forward to successful applicants joining our centre. We also have, associated with the scholarship program, access to academic journals. All scholars become student members of USC who are able to access academic journals at the USC library. The USC library has a large number of databases that students in the program can access. We have scholars at the moment who are all able to access the university library, and there are university liaison librarians who are very keen to help students find any articles that they're looking for. We also have associated with the scholarship program something that's called the Job Ready program. We have a student placement coordinator who's a vital member of the team, who is responsible for speaking with scholars who've joined the program and finding out their career pathway aspirations, and then linking them to a host organization, potentially the Ministry of Agriculture or Pacific Community or Biosecurity Authority in Fiji, and allowing them to go on a short work experience placement from 2 to 4 weeks as part of the program at a time that's suitable for scholars to do that, so potentially in semester breaks. We also have a member of the team, I'm not sure if he's here today or not, who is responsible for the Pacific Agriculture Information System, or PAIS. PAIS launched earlier this year and has an enormous database of literature in agriculture, and I think we'll put the link for that up at the end, or it is already on the ACIAR program website for anyone to go in and have a look. We also have recently launched what we call the Oceania Buddy program. So this is linking successful scholars in the ACIAR program with HDR students in Australian universities who are studying something relevant, or something that the students in the Pacific are studying, and also at the same stage in the HDR program. So we strongly encourage you to take up this scholarship and to and I hope that you're successful in your application. And so that you can join our centre and become a great part of the community that we're trying to build here. So that's everything from University of the Sunshine Coast. We're now, well, I've got a few photographs here actually of our recent workshops and trainings that were delivered in Fiji. These are our current scholars who participated in our first face-to-face training workshop after the COVID lockdown, when most of our workshops were delivered virtually. Thank you, Lisa. Now we'd like you to hear from a couple of our current scholars. First of all, we're going to hear from Aradhna Desh, who is a USP PhD student who started this year in 2022. Over to you, Aradhna.
Bula Vinaka, everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Linda West, and to the ACIAR team in Fiji, and also the ACIAR team from USC, and also the two universities, FNU and USP, and also the fellow students who are thinking of applying for the program. Bula Vinaka to all of you. So let me introduce myself. I'm the current PhD scholar for under the ACIAR program for cohort 2. And like what Dr. Linda West mentioned, I started this year into the postgraduate program with a PhD in biology, enrolled with USP. And my area of research is on pest of horticultural crops, whereby I'm focusing on weeds, insects, and in the eggplant agro ecosystem. And my experience for the application of this ACIAR scholarship program, firstly, what I did was, once the application was open, I referred to the flyer in order to get full information about the scholarship, and also what are the relevant topics that are suggested by the scholarship, and to see where I fit in this program. And also I also took part in this Q&A session just like you today, so that I could clarify my doubts, to see whether I was eligible to apply, whether my topics that I'm thinking to use for my study were relevant, and was I able to connect it to the topics that were suggested. So yes, that brings me to the area of interest. So I know you all are coming from different background, livestock, crop. So see where you are at this stage, and then try and connect that to the list of programs or topics that are suggested, and see whether you are able to connect to the topics. And once you are able to identify a suitable research area, then even this is what I did. Then I looked through who were the key people associated with this topic, and then I tried to have one-to-one meetings to share with them my research interest and what I wanted to do under this scholarship study. From there, then you start to build up on your research intent. I'm very happy to say that under this program, the guidelines, the templates that are provided were very easy to follow, and to collect all the information. And then you communicate that with the team that you have identified for the program. And like once you are developing the research intent, it's good to be in regular consultation with the team, so that they understand what you are trying to do and whether it will be relevant to the local context, or something that is doable, feasible, and will make a significant contribution to the sector that you want to contribute towards. Once you are ready with all your information, then there will be a online portal where you can put up your application and apply for this scholarship. So for me at this stage, I started in March 2022. So far, almost 5-6 months into the program. Currently, I'm developing my proposal in consultation with my supervisors, and I have been taking part in the workshops that University of Sunshine Coast and the University of South Pacific have been organizing, whereby I have acquired many research skills. I was introduced to a lot of softwares and access to databases from where I could get relevant information for my proposal development. And under what Dr. Linda was just mentioned about the academic support, I totally agree with her that this is not just a scholarship where you enroll and you complete your scholarship through a research topic that you have selected, but this platform actually provided support in terms of developing your research skills, and this was they check on you on monthly basis to see whether you are doing well in your area, if you are facing any problems. And yes, we also got opportunity to do work placement, and this was to the area of interest towards my research. For me, I did my work placement with Biosecurity Authority of Fiji, whereby I was linked to the export pathway team, and I was able to understand the export pathway. And I would say at this stage that it was a very timely work placement for me, because while I'm developing the proposal, I was able to verify things out in the field, and that was factored into my current proposal template. In next few slides, I will just try to show you some pictures of work placement that I did with the Biosecurity Authority of Fiji. So we can just go through those quickly. Okay, so this is the important take-home message that I want to share with all those who are interested to apply. This is one of the prestigious scholarship and whereby you will be also alumni for ACIAR. And another important thing I want to say at this stage is that through this scholarship and the research, you get opportunity to do research that will be relevant to the local context, and it will make significant contribution to the various sector that we are promoting. There are a lot of key benefits associated with this scholarship, particularly you become the alumni for ACIR. There are scholarship benefits in terms of supporting your livelihood while you are into the program, and also the opportunity to network and collaborate with the various stakeholders that even brings out best in you. In my next slide, probably it's the last slide, I would also like to say that through this scholarship program, you also get opportunity to apply for additional research grant, as it was mentioned earlier that the climate resilient component of has been added in the scholarship as well. So while you are into the program, and if you feel that you can relate some climate component into your research, you can even apply for the additional research grant that will support your research work. And on that note, I would say that um, for those who are thinking of applying, you should don't leave this for last moment. It's very good to start early, where you can find the suitable topic, find a team with the supervisors from Fiji or from your country and from Australia, and then form a good team, put up a good research intent, and try and win a place for the scholarship, because this will definitely make a significant contribution in your career. And another thing I would like to say is that for those who are already working students and are thinking of applying, think about, because this scholarship will require you to be a full-time student. So look out on the options of getting study leave from work, or also if you have family commitments, whether this scholarship will be able to cater for all the needs while you will be in this journey of studies under the ACIAR program. On that note, thank you so much for giving me opportunity to talk on behalf of the past scholars in this Q&A session. And Vinaka, and best of luck for those who are applying, and I look forward to you joining into the ACIAR family. Vinaka.
Thank you very much, Aradhna. That was a fantastic presentation, and we're very lucky to have you as part of the ACIAR family. And we're also going to hear now from Tirion Teoti, who is from a PhD student from FNU. Tirion, are you here?
Hello.
Good morning.
Sorry, I just
good afternoon. Sorry.
Good afternoon, madam. I think my video is not working at the moment.
Oh, okay. We can hear you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Tiron, and I'm currently in my second year doing my PhD in forestry at FNU. Sorry, I don't have any presentation like my previous colleague from USB, but I'm really thankful and grateful for this
Sorry, Tirion, are you okay? I think we might have lost Tirion. Okay, maybe we will move on. to the application process, and we'll come back to Tyrion when he's able to join. I'll hand you over to Lisa Ward, who is also a member of the ACIAR team here at the University of the Sunshine Coast. Lisa.
Thank you, Linda. And thank you, Tyrion. And please let me know if you are ready and we can come back to you. Look, I'll just quickly run you through the application process. I understand that this slide is probably quite small and it's difficult to read everything, but this information is available on all of our websites, and we'll also look to send this presentation out at the end of this meeting today. So just very quickly to run through some of the steps of the application process. So initially, the first thing that it's really important to do is to check your eligibility for the program. So there are contact details for both USP and FNU staff members on the websites, and you've seen some of those shared already today as well. And it's really important you get in touch with those contacts and check that you're eligible to apply for the program. Attending this Zoom Q&A session is the first step in that as well, so that's fantastic. I appreciate and welcome you all here today for that. We will be having additional Zoom sessions, and I will share a little bit more detail about that. In particular, our project leaders at ACIAR will be providing an overview of the projects that are available for this scholarship on next Friday, the 22nd of July. So I do hope that if you're interested, you can join us then as well. And part of that will help you in determining your research topic. So there are a list of projects and research topics that I'll quickly run you through shortly that you can choose from for this scholarship. They all relate back to an ACIAR project. And then we will be getting you to put together a small research intent to talk about how you intend on going about your research. And we will have some research proposal training associated with that coming up as well. And you will also need to seek approval from the supervisors that you choose to go forward with this. They will need to sign and approve that you have had discussions with them and they're comfortable with the way that you're approaching this research. So as mentioned by our scholars previously, it's really important that you start these discussions really early. And there is also an application form that you'll need to complete. So I'll quickly just run you through a couple of these forms so you get a good sense of what they're like. So, excuse me one second. So the application form. So the application form itself has, if we just quickly run through it, you can see this is the USP version, but you can indicate which scholarship you're applying for. And there's some tick boxes here to say that you've checked your eligibility, both in terms of your citizenship and your eligibility for the scholarship program and the program that you're choosing. You will also need to include some basic details about yourself and the program you want to choose, but also then details about your research topic. So the title, the project number, how it links, and who your supervisor details are. Your qualification history and your employment history will also be included with this. You can also attach a copy of your resume to this. We need you to talk about any prior research experience that you have, and if you've co-authored any reports, papers or publications, or provided any seminars, presentations or talks related to the area of interest. And you'll also need to provide 2 referees, whether that's academic support referees, an employer or a colleague. It's important that there's someone that understands your research, how you've worked in the past and how you've studied previously, rather than a personal reference. So we're looking for 2 referees there. And then we have a checklist of what you need to provide for the application form. So it's not too onerous, an application form, but it's just something that we need you to consider and fill out. The next is the project and research topics list. So on here, you can see it lists the area of interest, everything from climate change through to soil and land management. And then it talks about those projects. There's links to those projects on the ACIAR website, so you can learn more about the broader project. And then there's possible research topics. That also gives you details of the potential supervisors, the Australian Coast supervisors, the FNU supervisors and the USP supervisors. So you can get in touch with the supervisor at your chosen university and have a discussion about that and the research topics that are available. Just very quickly, you can also skim through to those topics as part of this. There's quite a number on there, so it gives you some great opportunity to have a look at the different topics that are available. And just also to confirm that we do have frequently asked questions on the websites for you. So anything that doesn't get asked today, we will be going away and reviewing any of the questions that have come through the chat. And if anything's missing from our frequently asked questions, we'll be able to add those onto there as well, so that you will be able to find out that information. You'll also, of course, be able to get in touch with the contacts at each of the particular universities around that. And so just in terms of where to find out more, you don't need to scribble down these website links. We'll send you all of this information, but there is information in a number of places. So there's the FNU website, the USP website, the ACIAR website, and we also have a Past CR program website. And on that Past CR program website, you can learn more about scholars that are currently in the program as well. So there's information about them, what they're doing, and some short videos that you can view, and it will give you an overview of the Past CR program. And we do have 2 upcoming Zoom sessions, as I mentioned previously. One is the project showcase with the project leaders, which is a really great way for you to learn about the projects and to get to know those supervisors a little bit better. And we will have breakout rooms specific to each project, so you can ask more detailed questions of those project leaders in that session. And we will also do some research proposal training coming up in August for you. So thank you, and back to Linda.
Thank you, Lisa. That was a great explanation of the whole process. And as Lisa said, the application form in itself is not onerous. It's potentially making that link with the supervisor and the co-supervisor, or the ACIAR project leader, that we will help facilitate that first initial conversation at this session next Friday, and you're all very welcome to join that. So I have been looking at the chat. So I think one of the questions, and I think we thought we were going to have a larger number of people here. So potentially we could have people ask questions if they want to, not just in the chat. So I think, yes, somebody was asking if PNG is eligible for the scholarship program, and I'm afraid not. The 7 countries identified have been identified in the chat by Mai Alakan from ACIAR. Now, Julius, you're asking a question to USP. You are asking any courses on breeding courses related to climate change, particularly breeding of tolerant crop varieties for PhD studies. I might hand that over to USP, Professor Sushil.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, Professor Sushil, I can't hear you.
Thank you. Which question? Any courses on breeding courses related to the climate change? I think I'm sorry, I'm not aware about it, but you guys can check, go to the PSSP website, check if there are any courses, and there is in the agriculture college website. I think you guys can check, but I'm not aware that there's any such course.
Okay, thank you, Professor Sushil.
There was quite a few different questions in the chat about the research topics and how the supervisors get nominated. So maybe it's good to explain again how the research topics and supervisors work, and pull up that list again.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you. So ACIAR project leaders who have relevant projects in the Pacific have nominated research topics for both masters and PhDs that are on the list that Lisa showed earlier, that perhaps she could put back up again. And it's those topics that students would have to review, identify an area that is relevant to them, and then contact details of the potential supervisor, so the Pacific supervisor, either from USP or FNU, and the Australian or co-supervisor, who is usually the ACIAR project leader, to contact those 2 people and in relation to the project. Can you see the list on the screen now? So the
Yes.
broad areas, crops, fisheries, climate change, social systems. If you go through these, identify an area that is interesting to you or relevant to your undergraduate studies, and identify whether it's a master's or a PhD that's being offered. In some cases, it's both a master's or a PhD. Look at the possible research topic and then you can either start contacting the co-supervisor and supervisor, or you can wait until next Friday, until the project showcase, where you'll get to meet project leaders who will do a short presentation on their ACIAR project. And then, as Lisa said, we'll have breakout rooms where you could have that initial conversation if you would rather do it that way than by email. But these are the topics that have been identified by ACIAR and USP and FNU that are relevant for 2023 study. Does that help with any of the questions?
Yeah, I think there was a bit of confusion there.
Oh, okay.
So there's another question saying, am I eligible to apply for a master's program if I already have a master's qualification?
So now that is from Israeli. I hope I'm saying that properly. Is this for study at USP or FNU? Sorry, you can ask the question yourself, Israeli, if you're still here.
Madam, I believe it's myself.
Oh.
Chuteri.
Welcome.
At USP, I would love to do another master's at USP.
Another master's, sorry.
Yeah.
I think you can apply. Nothing is stopping from applying. We will evaluate your application. We will have to look at your previous degrees and previous relevant program, and then see whether it is possible. We need to look at the other applications also, but the priority will be given to those who does not have the master's qualification so far. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Sushil. I think there is a pathway into the master's program directly from a Bachelor's of Agriculture. You just have to check your eligibility for that, for Israeli, who was asking that question.
There's another question asking, do the students opting for this scholarship need to be students from these two particular universities only, or students who studied in other universities can also apply for the scholarship?
So you don't need to be a student from USP or FNU, but you need to approach the universities to check that your qualifications that you have from other universities are make you eligible for applying for the program. I hope I'm answering that correctly, USP and FNU.
Madam, I've got another question.
Yes, please ask your other question.
Since the topics are given, I can see some of the topics are a bit broad. Can we choose a topic within those topics that is given, like a bit narrow?
So you would approach the ACIAR project leader and identify what you're suggesting as your topic. And it would be up to them to decide if that was relevant to their project.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
There's another question saying, am I eligible to apply for a master's program, but I'm still doing my Bachelor of Agriculture?
Okay, thank you. So for students who are, potentially I should let the universities answer this question, for both FNU and USP, does anybody from the research office want to answer that question?
Dr. Linda, for FNU, if the student is a final year student in the bachelor's program and will be completing the program in the semester or coming semester, they can apply, and the scholarship management committee will deliberate on it. And however, we encourage students who have completed the bachelor's program and based on the MER to apply, and preference will be given to them. So yeah, nothing stopping them. They can they can apply as long as they are in the completion stage, and the committee will deliberate further on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kumar. Professor Sushil?
Yeah, I think the state, those who will be completing their first degree by semester 2, they can apply.
Okay, thank you.
There's another question saying, I'm currently doing my postgraduate in agricultural sciences in Alafua, left with 2 courses to finish. Hence, can I still apply for master's studies?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. That was a good answer. Thank you. Yes, sorry.
Ma'am, can I share something with all of you?
Yes.
Since I did my first master's in South Korea, and the research was supposed to be based on the Pacific Island countries, especially Fiji, on regarding parasitoids, and unfortunately, I was not provided with the materials that should be sent from home to do the research. Therefore, I did a topic based on the country that I was in. Therefore, I was planning to do another master's in the region to find out what you call this, the biological control for the whiteflies. That's the main reason why I was asking if I already got a master's qualification, can I do another master's research? Just thinking of the country and also the region, what the issue that we currently have with our farmers. That's the point that I was coming from. Anyways, but I will consider the answers that you have given for now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I thought that I saw that Sharon had her hand up, but I can't see it anymore. Sharon, are you with us?
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me?
Hello. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, thanks, Linda. Nice to meet you.
And you.
Thanks, everyone, for the amazing presentation. Very informative. I'm tuning in from Papua New Guinea, originally from the Solomon Islands. Very grateful for the opportunity that you guys are providing for the Pacific region. Most of my questions have been answered. I just have one outstanding one, which is, will you guys continue to provide support for family support as well for the scholarship? I'm planning to apply for a PhD, and I just want to be sure if you guys will be continuing the family support as the previous years. Thank you.
Are you interested in USP, Sharon?
I'm yet to check out which courses like FNU and USP are providing. But I would also want to find out if.
Oh, sorry, we can't hear you, Sharon. Oh, maybe we'll come back to Sharon. Does anyone else have a question they want to ask out loud? This is an opportunity. Oh, yes, good.
My name is Salima. I'm working at the FNU. I have a question. Currently, I'm doing postgraduate diploma in FNU, but I have graduated in bachelor with honors from Malaysia. My question is, am I eligible
to study at FNU, Salima?
Yes, yes.
Over to FNU to answer that question.
Thank you for the question. As long as you meet the MER for the HDR policy and procedures, our HDR policy and procedure is on the FNU research website, and for minimum requirements for admission to a PhD program, you may qualify if you have a bachelor's
degree. Sir. I have a bachelor's with honors, a class 2. Yeah, second class 1, eh?
Upper second class honors?
Yes.
Yes. So you may send in your application, and I think I responded to you via email.
Yes, I think Dr. Bakare has sent you an email.
Yeah. And also, if you qualify on Part D of the entry requirement, if you can provide evidence of any sort of academic publication and or experience inclusive of research reports or dissertation, we encourage students to demonstrate the research capability in order to directly qualify from a bachelor's degree, honors degree to PhD. There are provisions, but the research office and the college will deliberate on it and to determine if you can demonstrate the capability to progress from bachelor's honors to PhD.
Okay, sir. So if I'm not eligible for PhD, can I be like, have a second choice to do a master's research?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. That's all.
Thank you very much. Does anybody else have a question? This is an opportunity not to be missed to ask a question here in this forum. We have both universities here and the academic support staff too. So please do ask a question.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm studying at Alapua right now, Alapua campus. I'm doing the Bachelor of Agriculture Science. But I have a question. Do I eligible to apply for the postgraduate program under the ACIAR program?
Are you asking about a master's program? Sorry, I can't see your name.
I am asking about, do I eligible to apply for the master's program under the scholarship? Because I'm doing the Bachelor of Agriculture right now.
Okay, so over to USP. I think we did answer this question already, but maybe Professor.
Sorry, I just have a question. Are you saying, if I heard it correctly, you mentioning that you are still doing your bachelor's of agriculture and you want to do a postgraduate diploma in agriculture?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure.
So actually these scholarships are given for masters and PhD. If you have not done the PG diploma, it will be a part of your master's program, but the scholarship will be given if there is a commitment for the masters. Is it clear?
No, can you come again?
The scholarships are given for the master's program, not for PG diploma. The PG diploma is a part of the master's program. The scholarship cannot be given only for PG diploma. If you have make a commitment that you will do the master's in continuation with the PG diploma, then and then your application can be considered.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the clarification.
Thank you. I can see another question in the chat from Robert. Robert is asking, can we study from our own country, Vanuatu, in this scholarship, or are we required to travel to the main university, for example, in Fiji or Samoa? My understanding is that students travel to either USP Fiji or USP Samoa to study. Perhaps we could have further clarification from FNU and USP.
Thank you, Linda. You are correct. The students have to travel to the respective where they will carry out the research.
Thank you. Thank you.
There was another question that said, I have a postgraduate diploma in agriculture and animal science from USP Samoa. And if I do my master's, can I apply for climate change or social systems research topics?
So the scholarships are given in the areas of the active ACIAR projects. So you need to check that if your topic of interest falls within the active ACIAR projects.
Just to add on to what the director has said and to answer the question, Because the question is asking if you've done a postgraduate diploma in animal science, in agricultural animal science, and if you will want to apply for climate change. The admission that's going to happen in the school is they will assess it in a way that they will check your background. So if you've done it in agricultural animal science, it will be expected that you would apply for the same field for master.
Oh, can I come in there?
Yes, please, Archie.
Yeah. So it's like if you look at the list of eligible topics from ACIAR, it's like we've got about three topics on livestock, on how to measure greenhouse gases in livestock systems, and also there's also another sort of like a study where we are going to look at questionnaires and all that stuff. So you can also apply for master's degree to do climate change research projects at FNU.
Thank you, Archie. Does that answer your question? Anybody else have a question? Please don't be shy. There's no silly questions. So if you do have a question, this is a great opportunity to ask here. And we also have the frequently asked questions document, which is available on all the websites that Lisa pointed out and that we will send through to you too. But there are no silly
Perhaps a good
questions.
question might be to ask the existing scholars about their experiences while they're all here, while some of them are here.
Thank you, Bree. Hi, Wana. You saying something?
Malu, the age criteria for the master's program, is it strictly followed?
So for USP or FNU? Sorry.
USP.
I'll hand that over to Professor Sushil.
So it is the under exceptional cases only, like there are the critical areas where we need the scholarships, and if there are no candidates, then we consider the age relaxation.
Thank you, sir. Another query.
Yes.
For the research topic on, I think this is related to agriculture, soil management in, the project title is Soil Management in Pacific Islands. If someone does has a science chemistry background, be eligible to apply for the research topics under soil management?
Yes, you can apply, provided your project has got the applications of biology and or chemistry,
yeah?
to the project you are carrying out.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I see a question from Sola. The research priority areas for FNU and USP varies next year. Can we apply to both universities or only to one? I think that potentially people can apply to both universities. This is an open call for applications, but the whole process is that you have to speak with a supervisor and a co-supervisor and have their permission to apply associated with the research project. So at that stage, potentially you would be directed to one university or the other when you nominate your Pacific supervisor as part of the project.
There was another question saying that a person is currently doing a master's in agriculture and last year was told they were not allowed to apply because they were already in the program at FNU. So the person is asking if they can apply this year, provided they exit the program with a PG dip.
At FNU, is that question for?
Yes.
Okay, over to you, Dr. Kumar.
Yeah, for our program, it's like we've got our master's program. It's like we are not supposed to exit with a postgraduate diploma. unless you've got genuine reason why you want to exit the postgraduate diploma. So when you're applying, I think you start in first year. Courses, that is, we've got two programs, higher degrees by research and coursework. So if you've got a GPA of 3, you can qualify for masters by coursework, but if you've got 3.5, you apply for higher degrees by research. So if you are doing postgraduate masters right now, you're supposed to apply and start again in first year.
So sorry, I think Archie, the person was asking, they're in the program already, in the master's I presume it's a master's by coursework? That this person has?
Yeah, it's a master's by coursework, but you cannot exit with a postgraduate diploma. You're supposed to finish your master's unless you fail the master's program.
Thank you, Archie. Thank you. Does anyone else have a question in the room?
Yes, madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jaspreet.
Madam, does you guys still offering a research program in post-harvest management?
So the topics that are available, Jaspreet, are all in the list that Lisa showed to you that's available on the USP, FNU and ACIAR websites and on the PASS-CR program website. So if you look through those topics to see if anything lines up with your particular specialty.
I've also put the link in the chat
Thank
as
you,
well.
Lisa. Thank you. Does that help?
Quick answer, we do have a food loss post-harvest project. Yes, in the list.
Thank you. And CA is the project leader for that. So very good to have her here with us. Thank you, CA.
Can we,
sorry, go on.
Can someone, can we submit more than one research intent?
I think the idea is to really work on your research intent with the supervisory team that you have selected and not to put together more than one research intent. We want people to be really dedicated to the ACIAR project that they're interested in, and that makes a successful scholar.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody have a question for Aradna or Tirion, our current scholars, on their journey through the application and being successful?
Someone's asking if the USP supervisor's name is not in the project title, does that mean that particular topic is not offered at USP?
I think we'll hand that over to USP to answer. Professor
Well,
Sushil?
no, I think you will have to look at the projects which are active of the ACIAR areas. And in those areas, there are the USP supervisors. List is shown. The list shown does have the USP supervisors as well as the ACIAR project supervisors there. So those which do not have, that means we do not have the supervision available in those areas.
Thank you, Professor Sushil. Now we have another question. When is the next Zoom session? Is it always every Friday? So it's not every Friday. We don't want to take up too much of your time, but next Friday there is a session with the ACIAR project leaders who, as Lisa explained, will be doing a showcase on the topics that they've put forward and their research projects. And then you'll have an opportunity, if you join us next Friday, to speak directly with the project leaders for the project that you're interested in. So please do join us for that if you're interested.
And just last comment. What Joe has told me that in the list which has been posted onto the website, in some cases the supervisor's name is not there, but I think the information can be sought from the head of the school.
Okay, thank you.
They're asking also if the program is available every year for the Pacific region.
Thank you, Danny. So this is an annual program. The scholarships are available every year under the contract that USP and FNU have with ACIAR. So there'll be another round this time next year, if that helps.
I also
Aradna?
Oops, sorry.
I was going to say Aradna has her hand up.
Okay, to those who are planning to apply, there's something as a current scholar I wanted to further add on. When you are choosing your supervisory team, it's good to have an Australian collaborator and also a supervisory team in your country, because that actually helps you while you are developing your proposal and conducting your research work, so that you can meet them face to face and discuss things along. This is something that I actually missed out when I was applying. I had my supervisor based in Samoa and my Australian collaborator at the University of Queensland. But then while we were developing the proposal and when I got the scholarship, then I understood it was very important to have a supervisory team back where you are based, so that you can meet them, discuss. It makes a big difference. So please consider that when you are choosing your supervisory team. Vinaka.
Thank you, Aradna. Any other questions from anyone? We're very keen to hear from you and why you're interested in the program and how we can help you find information that you need to apply. So please do ask any questions that you have. I see a question from Peter in the chat. You have a bachelor's degree in tropical agriculture from Solomon Islands National University and years of experience as a research assistant. Are you eligible to apply? So I think you want to connect with the university that you're interested in, Peter, and check your eligibility if you let them know what your qualifications are.
Yeah, there's a similar question in the chat about sort of like industry qualifications, but you still need to meet the entry requirements, qualifications from each university. So make sure you check those.
Thank you, Danny. I thought I saw a hand up, but it's disappeared again. Anyone else have a question for either university, for USC? Please don't be shy. No, I saw a hand go up. Amelia.
Well, everyone, I just have a question for USP regarding the master's eligibility criteria. Does we have to have 3.5 from undergrad and 3.5 for postgrad, then you are eligible for master's?
The requirement is the GPA of 3.5 in undergraduate, but if you have done PG diploma, you want to apply for master's, then we will look at the PG diploma GPA also for 3.5.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Amelia.
Linda, we might now conclude. I think.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. And I hope that you've learned a lot about the past program and that you're keen to, first of all, check your eligibility to apply and then to follow the application process. And good luck to everyone. And hopefully we'll see you all next Friday for the project showcase. Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Have a nice week.